Hey guys, Ruth Delgado here, and this is Ruth Delgado's Glamour Page. You guessed it. So, we have this little scene here that I created where I'm going to be doing a self written monologue of me giving advice to my younger self about dance life. Okay, because even though I am not encouraging dance life and telling women or men that they should do it, at the same time, regardless of whether you tell somebody they should do something or not, if they decide they're going to do it on their own for whatever reason that they feel the need to, if you care about that person and really love and respect them, you have to respect their decisions, right? So, that's why I decided to do this monologue where I am showing a scene, which you guys can see here, kind of like a dancer's scene with the money all over the floor and the dancer counting up her money at the end of the night and basically asking one of the veterans in the club questions about how she can be better, in the business, how she can make sure that whatever time she is in the business for, that it benefits her to the best of its advantage that it can. So that's what this scene is about. Action. So, how did you deal with the pain and the bruising from working the pole? Because these bruises, I feel like I'm getting beat up every night. It's not funny. Like, it's really, really corny. Okay. And so, what about staying confident? Like, how do you stay confident when people keep pointing out your flaws and laughing at things that you may not be so confident about initially? You may have some type of, low self esteem about. How do you combat that? Okay, that's what you did. So, how did you get out of the shy and barely talkative self you know, and become how you are now? Okay, and what did you do in situations where people try to belittle you because of how you get money? Like, let's say you go in the store with all these ones and you counting all your ones to give your money to the store clerk and you're getting judged. You're getting that weird look that they give you. They always give you this weird look, and some people have the gall to actually ask you specific questions, which I believe they are just way out of line. But honestly, I know you've noticed people give you this really weird look when you pull out all these ones, like, and they be like looking at you all crazy, or they'll ask you like, "You dance?" And you be thinking in your mind, "Is that your business?" No. So that's how you dealt with it. Okay. So, what did you do in situations, where you had to deal with jealous and envious women? Okay. So, did you work on your period, your menstrual cycle? And if so, how was it? Like, was it hard to do? Was it complicated? Like, how did you manage to be able to do that? Because I know your bills don't stop because your menstrual is on. Oh yeah, and how do you deal with that? Like unwanted attention from management, people that you work with, people that do your schedule and probably be trying to make your schedule the most inconvenient that they can for you. Like how do you deal with people like that that try to make things inconvenient for you because you don't want to date them? Okay, that makes sense. So how do you make money on a crappy day? Like in crappy days when it's not like a lot of clients, not like a lot of customers, it's not a lot of traction in the actual club for you to feel like you can actually make bread. Like how do you make money those days? Okay, that makes sense too. And how do I manage money better? Being in such a consumer consumed environment. Because I mean, I swear it's like literally in a club, it's like everywhere I turn, everybody wants money. The DJ wants money. The house mom wants money. You know, the, barmaid wants money. You know, everybody wants money. Everybody wants a tip. The door guy wants money. The bouncer wants money. Like, it's ridiculous. And then you always have to make sure your nails is done, your hair is done, you have makeup, your makeup is done. These shoes cost me about $150, $200. Like, how am I ever possibly able to make bank off of being able to dance when everything costs money and I can't maintain or keep the money that I have because I'm constantly forced to have to spend it? It's ridiculous. How do you get out of that? How do you manage better when you're forced to have to buy a new outfit because your outfit is too stringy tonight? Because I've had that said to me before. Okay. Thank you so much for talking to me tonight. Because as you can see, to hit back a little something, but I'm tired of these hardship days. And I'm really ready to learn how I can figure out how to maneuver a lot better and smarter on these days when things are a lot harder. Thanks for your advice. Take two, self written monologue, dance version. My advice to my younger dancer self. So, you wanted to know about how to maintain and be able to safely work the pole. First and foremost, be careful what you wear. Be mindful not to wear any lotion, baby oil, anything that's slippery is going to have you slipping and sliding off the pole. Make sure to wear some patent leather boots like these or other types of wear, footwear, or clothing that allows you to be able to grip up on the pole and actually be able to be comfortable with doing pole tricks and not having to worry about falling or slipping or not being able to get good grip on it. Now, you said the second point, basically point out their flaws and laugh at them, but in a subtle way. Um, Not blunt. Don't be blunt about how you know, kind of laughed at them and laugh off their nonsense and their weak attempts to manipulate you. Just laugh that off and make sure to boss up right in their face. Make them eat every word. Make sure that you have them watching you grow and glow right in front, like, in their face with it. Also, I'm not completely out now, but I am more open and sociable than I was about like 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. And that's from basically self-education, reading, writing, and basically raising my self-confidence and consistently working on myself a lot. But it is a process, and it does take work, and it does take time, and it does take a lot of energy. And you can't rush yourself, and you can't rush the process either. So it's like you can't rush your own growth. Like when you was a kid, you wanted to rush yourself to be grown. You wanted to rush yourself to have the opportunity to have grown experiences. But when you got grown, you recognize and you realize, wait a minute, I can't rush anything. Like things coming in its own time, in its own energy when it's supposed to. So because you recognize that as an adult, you take your time with yourself and you take your time with people you love and understand that it takes time and effort. Also, I reminded myself, people are not paying my bills. So when I used to have those issues where people used to try to judge me, or people used to try to be like, you dance, when I would go to the store and buy something and I would have a whole bunch of ones, I would have those issues. And basically, I reminded myself, they not paying my bills. And a lot of times, I just ignore the ignorance because I understand that most people jealous anyway because they wish they could do it. They wish they had the body. They wish they was cute enough. They wish they had the skill, to be able to actually pull it off. Believe it or not, it's not an easy job being a dancer, okay? Especially if you're really a dancer and you're not just a female that's portraying herself to be a dancer, but in all actuality, she's doing other things. That's not what I'm talking about. Being a real dancer that actually dance and make money for dancing, it's a certain type of skill that you have to have with people to be able to still earn money when you're out in this industry with a whole bunch of girls doing a whole bunch of stuff that you're not about to do. Okay? So you just got to keep it mindful. You just got to keep yourself focused on what your growth should be. Stop worrying about these other people. So I basically stayed to myself most of the time, and I got cool. If I did get cool with anybody, I was very careful. I continuously make sure I do the best that I can to stay being very careful, because people will be weird and they'll try to set you up because that's what's out here. So be very careful. Yes, if needed, but if I didn't have to, I didn't work. But if I did have to and bills was due and it was like I could not take the days off, then I would use tampons only. And I kept, myself clean. I kept, especially after every pole session, going and cleaning up, making sure I was nice and fresh before I got in front of anybody again. I consistently did that, especially when I knew that I was on my menstrual. That's how I used to deal with that. And if I do go back to dancing, that's how I still would deal with it. Okay, yeah, I ignored the advances and I kept things as professional as possible. And sometimes that's why I stopped working at a couple of clubs that I end up stopped working at, because people were trying to do too much and I wasn't down for it. And I kept my dignity, even though let other people tell it that's liars. I'm not even that type, but Yeah, I've lost jobs because of that, because I stayed true to myself and I was not going to allow somebody to manipulate me into messing with them and having a sexual relationship with them. I'm cool. Um, I'd say do like I did. I watched and waited. I made sure I didn't look needy and desperate. I made it as fun as possible for myself because that made it fun for the customers. Because here's the thing, happy customers tip. When your customer is angry and irritated, they're not going to tip you. But when they're happy, they're going to tip you. So you want to make a very light mood. You want to keep a good, vibrant mode type of energy. Because when you keep that type of energy, that's what's going to make the guys want to entertain you, want to probably go get a dance with you, want to probably throw you some money when you finally get up on the stage and actually pay attention to your dancing. So that's why I, would do basically the best that I can to be like a friendly type of vibe, be the kind of vibe that makes people want to spend money, makes people happy, makes people want to be in a good, vibrant, energy. It's not easy. It takes practice and organization and discipline. A lot of practice budgeting and spending smarter. Because I'm not going to lie, I had that problem seriously. And I used to get really frustrated because I was like, wow, I can't even come to work without spending money because I have to spend money for the door fee. Like you said, I have to spend money for, an outfit if my outfit is not up to par enough. I might even have to spend money on getting a face full of makeup done, which could cost between $50 and $100 that I wasn't planning on spending. So because of that, like at certain clubs, like that's how they are. You can't even work if your makeup and your outfits and stuff don't look a certain kind of way. When you're stuck in that energy and you're struggling with your money, I know the feeling. I also know the feeling when you're not necessarily struggling with your money, but you're trying to save. I know the feeling. So just do the best that you can to budget and to put yourself on a mode where you have like a schedule of when you get outfits and maybe sell some of your outfits that you already have so that you don't have like a pile up or you don't have too many, and then you can go ahead and buy yourself some new stuff so your stuff don't look too busted up and stringy. That's what I've recognized that you can do. I can't say that I've done it. I've tried to a few times and it's worked out the times that I have tried it, but I haven't been perfect at doing it myself. But I've been working on it. So you can definitely help yourself by just putting the efforts in to just budget and be careful what you're spending on and just try to like spend on stuff that you know is going to benefit you. Like if you know that you're dancing and you're about to go and do a party at your club, it would benefit you to go get a nice fancy outfit, some nice shoes, make sure that you looking fancy, make sure you looking good, make sure you looking fresh. Because 9 times out of 10, if you look your best, you're gonna make the most money. You look your best, you feel your best, you're gonna get the best money. You're gonna, make benefit off of that. Thanks for asking the questions. It's always good to know that people are inquisitive and curious and they'll ask as opposed to just sitting there and not knowing and being okay with not knowing. I'd rather you ask because you're only foolish if you don't ask. You're only foolish if you don't know and you stay in that mode of not knowing as opposed to asking questions and finding out and pursuing finding the correct energy and answers that you need. See you next time.